Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. Jalen Waddle's candid reflection on his 2024 season with the Miami Dolphins has sparked waves of conversation across the NFL landscape, particularly among Dolphins fans who are left disappointed by the team's regression. After 2 consecutive playoff appearances under head coach Mike McDaniel, expectations were sky high entering the 2024 campaign. Instead, Miami stumbled to an 8-9 record, finishing second in the AFC East and ultimately missing the postseason. For a roster stacked with offensive talent, including Waddle and superstar Tyreek Hill, this outcome was more than a letdown. It was a wake-up call. One of the most glaring issues? The offense simply wasn't producing. Averaging just 20.3 points per game and ranking 22nd in the league in scoring, the Dolphins failed to find rhythm or consistency. Waddle, who had been a pillar of reliability during his first 3 seasons, became one of the most visible symbols of this downturn. But rather than deflect blame, he chose to confront it. At just 26 years old, Jalen Waddle remains one of the NFL's most dynamic young wideouts. But his 2024 numbers were a shadow of his prior production, after surpassing 1,000 receiving yards. In each of his first 3 professional seasons, Waddle finished last year with only 744 yards, 2 touchdowns, 58 receptions, and 83 targets, each one a career low. Those aren't numbers that reflect his ability or ceiling. They reflect a year gone wrong. But what stands out even more than the drop in stats is Waddle's willingness to own up to his shortcomings. In an interview with ESPN's Marcel Louis-Jacques, Waddle admitted that 2024 was definitely the year that I didn't want as an individual. That kind of honesty is rare in professional sports, where ego and image often outweigh introspection. For Waddle, the issue wasn't just physical, it was fundamental. And now he's determined to fix it. What exactly went wrong in 2024? According to Waddle, it came down to mechanics and focus, specifically hand-eye coordination and route timing. After watching the film, definitely a lot of hand-eye coordination, Waddle said. I feel like I'm trying to move without the ball too much. That may sound like a minor detail, but in the ultra-competitive world of professional football, small lapses in technique can lead to massive declines in performance. Waddle's speed and agility have always been his calling cards, but as he himself admitted, being fast isn't enough if you're not precise. He also emphasized the importance of smoother transitions in and out of routes, an area where even elite receivers can separate themselves from the pack. These are the kinds of granular details that turn a good player into a great one, or cause an elite talent to disappear for an entire season. The Dolphins' offensive struggles in 2024 didn't happen in a vacuum. TUA TAGOVAILOA, Waddle's college teammate and longtime quarterback, battled injuries throughout the year, disrupting the timing and chemistry that once defined Miami's passing game. Without Tua fully healthy and the offensive line struggling, at times the Dolphins' big play identity was lost. As defenses keyed in on Tyreek Hill, Waddle often found himself double-teamed or running ineffective decoy routes. That might have frustrated some players into pointing fingers, but Waddle instead chose to look inward, and that maturity could be exactly what the Dolphins need in 2025. With Tua on track for a healthy return and a renewed focus on offensive efficiency, Waddle has a real shot to bounce back in a big way. Waddle's commitment to improving this offseason has been evident in minicamp, where observers note he's taken a noticeably more focused approach. Working on hand positioning, footwork, and route discipline, he's treating this summer not just as prep for a new season, but as redemption. That's the mindset of a true professional. Many players after a down year might sulk or quietly hope for better luck next time. Waddle is doing the opposite. He's attacking his weaknesses head on. And it's not just about statistics for him. It's about helping Miami become a serious contender again. He knows that his connection with Tua is pivotal, that his performance impacts the spacing, tempo, and overall efficiency of the offense. Every yard matters, every route matters, and Waddle is embracing that urgency like never before. What makes Waddle's situation even more intriguing is his pairing with Tyreek Hill. When both are at their best, the Dolphins boast arguably the most explosive receiver duo in the NFL. But in 2024, with Waddle not at full strength mentally or technically, the pressure fell almost entirely on Hill to carry the passing game. Defenses took note, often rolling extra coverage his way and daring someone else, anyone else, to beat them. In years past, Waddle was that guy. He could turn a slant into a 60-yard touchdown or burn a cornerback on a post route for an easy score. Last season, those plays just didn't happen. But with the improvements he's targeting and TUA's recovery, that balance could be restored in 2025, making Miami's offense lethal again. While many fans were quick to criticize Waddle during the 2024 slump, his accountability and proactive attitude are beginning to shift the narrative. He's not hiding behind excuses or blaming coaching changes or injuries. Instead, he's putting in the work to evolve as a receiver and leader. That kind of ownership resonates in locker rooms and among coaching staffs. Mike McDaniel, known for his cerebral approach to offensive play calling, thrives with players who are introspective and coachable. Waddle checking both those boxes could make him even more central to Miami's strategy moving forward. Whether it's through more designed touches, expanded route trees, or increased usage in motion packages, Waddle's versatility combined with a sharper skill set could be a nightmare for opposing defenses in the coming season. There's also something to be said for how adversity can shape a career. Waddle entered the league with high expectations and delivered immediately, which is rare. But it's what a player does after stumbling that often defines their legacy. Is he just a flash-in-the-pan talent with one or two good years? Or is he a franchise cornerstone capable of overcoming setbacks and evolving? Everything about Waddle's response to 2024 suggests the latter. He's not chasing highlight reels, he's chasing growth. That mindset, especially at just 26, is a clear signal that his best football might still be ahead. Fans should not be surprised if Waddle explodes in 2025 with renewed precision, hunger, and confidence. The Dolphins, as an organization, are entering a critical juncture. They've got the pieces to compete: a sharp offensive-minded coach, a capable quarterback when healthy, and a wide receiver duo that can rival any in the league. But after falling short in 2024, they need more than potential. They need production. And Jalen Waddle is right in the middle of that equation. If he reclaims his 1,000-yard form and reestablishes his chemistry with Tua, the Dolphins' offense could quickly rise back into the league's top tier. Opposing defenses will have to pick their poison. Do you double Hill and leave Waddle in single coverage? Or focus on Waddle and risk Hill running wild? Either scenario could be deadly for opponents, and that's exactly the dynamic Miami needs restored. As training camp looms and the 2025 season draws closer, all eyes will be on Jalen Waddle, not because he failed in 2024, but because of how he's choosing to respond. His self-awareness, drive, and willingness to improve speak volumes about his character and potential. He's already proven he has the talent to be great. Now, he's showing he has the mindset to endure and rise again. Dolphins fans, for all their frustrations last year, now have something tangible to believe in. A motivated Waddle, paired with a healthy quarterback and offensive line, could be the spark Miami needs to reclaim its postseason ambitions. The story of his 2025 resurgence hasn't been written yet, but if Waddle stays on this path, it could be one of the most compelling comebacks in the NFL. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What's your take on the Fins this week? There's been a buzz swirling around the NFL world that Tom Brady, the legendary quarterback who shocked everyone with his retirement, might just be pulling off one of the biggest comebacks in sports history. The rumor mill is heating up with whispers that Brady isn't done with football yet. Not by a long shot. What's got fans and insiders talking is the tantalizing possibility that Brady could come out of retirement not just to play again, but to suit up for the Miami Dolphins, joining forces with none other than TUA Tagovailoa. Imagine the sheer star power and quarterback synergy if this actually happens. It's the kind of storyline that sends shockwaves through the league and ignites the imagination of fans everywhere. Could the GOAT really be tempted back by the chance to mentor and compete alongside a young, talented QB like Tua? It's a juicy rumor that's capturing everyone's attention and fueling endless debate. Speculation about Brady's return is coming at a time when the Dolphins are trying to cement their status as legitimate contenders in the AFC. Tua has shown flashes of brilliance and potential, but the team hasn't yet made that leap to elite status. Bringing in a player with Brady's experience and winning mentality could be the secret weapon Miami needs. People are wondering if Brady's influence could accelerate Tua's development or even push the Dolphins into Super Bowl territory. Imagine the locker room dynamics with Brady's leadership combined with Tua's youthful energy and talent. The idea of two quarterbacks sharing the spotlight, or possibly pushing each other in training camp, has sparked intense conversations among analysts and fans. Of course, questions remain about how Brady would fit into Miami's system and whether he still has the physical ability to perform at a high level. On top of that, the timing of his rumored comeback seems almost too perfect to be a coincidence. Brady retired at the end of last season, right when the Dolphins were ramping up their efforts to build a championship-caliber roster. The narrative would be irresistible. The veteran coming back not to chase personal glory, but to elevate a promising team and quarterback. It would be a story of mentorship, redemption, and legacy intertwined. However, skeptics are quick to point out the challenges. Brady is 46, and the physical demands of the NFL are brutal. Could he realistically handle the grind? Or would this comeback be more symbolic, designed to boost the Dolphins' profile and ticket sales? The speculation is running wild, with insiders hinting at behind-the-scenes discussions, but no official confirmation yet. Fans on social media have exploded with opinions, creating memes and debating endlessly about what this could mean for the NFL landscape. Some argue that Brady's presence could overshadow Tua, potentially hindering his growth, while others believe it could provide invaluable mentorship and raise the entire team's confidence. The potential quarterback controversy is a hot topic, as nobody wants to see a young star sidelined. But the alternative is also intriguing. Brady might be willing to take a reduced role or serve as a mentor while still stepping in when needed. The Dolphins coaching staff would have a major challenge balancing these egos and managing playing time, but if anyone can handle it, it might be Brian Flores or whoever is at the helm by then. The buzz keeps growing as insiders drop hints about preliminary talks. Financial implications add another layer to this swirling story. Bringing in a player of Brady's stature would not only affect the Dolphins' salary cap, but also their marketing and branding strategies. Brady is a global icon, and his presence could significantly boost merchandise sales and media attention. Rumors suggest that Miami's front office might be willing to clear cap space or restructure contracts to make this possible. There's talk that Brady might accept a more team-friendly deal, motivated by the chance to win and mentor rather than chase a big paycheck. If true, this move could set a precedent for veteran players coming out of retirement to join teams in unconventional roles. The Dolphins' willingness to invest in this gamble speaks volumes about their ambitions and belief in the potential magic this partnership could create. Meanwhile, rival teams and fans are watching closely, knowing that if Brady really suits up for Miami, the AFC could become even more competitive. The Patriots, Brady's former home, might feel the sting of seeing their legend take the field again, but for a division rival. The Jets, Bills, and other AFC East teams would be on high alert, anticipating a tougher Miami squad with two high-profile quarterbacks. The ripple effects could reshape playoff projections and draft strategies across the league. Sports analysts are busy trying to dissect what offensive schemes could accommodate both Brady and Tua, imagining creative ways coaches could leverage this duo's different skill sets. Could Miami become the NFL's most talked-about team overnight? The speculation alone has already increased ticket sales and TV ratings for Dolphins games. Of course, no comeback story is complete without the human element. Brady's personal motivations that are being intensely scrutinized. After years of dominating the sport, why would he risk everything by returning now? Is it the love of the game, unfinished business, or the desire to build a lasting legacy beyond his time with the Patriots and Buccaneers? The possibility of teaming up with Tua could represent a chance for Brady to reinvent himself as a mentor and leader in a new phase of his career. Close sources say Brady's family and inner circle are weighing the pros and cons, knowing the physical and mental toll such a decision entails. Whether it's a fully committed return or a limited role, the idea that Brady could be back under center has fans holding their breath and waiting for official news. Amid all the excitement, questions about Miami's offensive line and supporting cast have surfaced. For Brady to thrive again, the Dolphins would need to ensure he has the protection and weapons to succeed. Rumors hint at Miami's front office considering moves to bolster the offensive line or add veteran receivers who can complement both quarterback styles. The notion of tailoring the roster specifically for Brady and Tua is a fascinating development, signaling a strategic, all-in approach. Fans are dreaming about seeing Brady throw to star receivers like Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle, while also watching Tua develop his chemistry with emerging targets. This potential offensive firepower, combined with Brady's legendary precision, could transform Miami's offense into one of the most exciting in the league. Amid the swirling rumors, it's worth remembering that nothing is set in stone yet. Agents, team executives, and players themselves often engage in talks that never materialize. But the fact that this story is dominating conversations suggests there's some substance behind the speculation. Sports insiders claim there have been confidential meetings and preliminary negotiations, although details remain murky. If this comes to fruition, it will go down as one of the most shocking and thrilling NFL stories of the decade. Meanwhile, fans can only wait and watch as Miami's roster and the NFL landscape potentially undergo a seismic shift. Could this be the start of a new era or just an exciting what-if scenario? The suspense is real, and the next few weeks might finally bring clarity to this tantalizing rumor. In conclusion, the idea of Tom Brady coming out of retirement to play alongside Tua Tagovailoa for the Miami Dolphins is the kind of headline that electrifies the football world. It mixes the allure of the past with the promise of the future, creating an irresistible narrative filled with questions and possibilities. Whether or not this comeback actually happens, the mere prospect has already injected new energy into the NFL offseason. Fans and analysts alike are captivated by the potential dynamics this duo could unleash on the field and in the locker room. It's a story of legacy, mentorship, and ambition, elements that make sports so compelling. The countdown to an official announcement begins, and the football world is watching, waiting for the next chapter in Tom Brady's legendary career. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up.